If you're a runner like me, you probably plan out your running schedule, your race schedule, whatever it is, whatever you're training for, whether it's for a 5K, 10K, especially if you're training for a marathon. You got to put it out for 16 weeks at least. Put it all down. I always schedule it out. I get it on paper. She sees it. I get it all planned out. And I even plan out my race schedule. I know all the races I'm going to do that year. Mm-hmm. So if you're like me, so many runners probably do that. There's so much planning involved. There's so much preparation involved of what you're going to run on Monday, on Wednesday, on Saturday, however many times you run a week. And like I said, just planning out your whole race schedule for the whole year. A lot of planning involved. But what happens when nothing goes according to plan and everything seems to fall apart, or you just can't get that running in? Everything you're trying to get done just doesn't happen because life has a plan of its own. So today, I want to talk to you about when life gets in the way. Hey, what's going on? Matthew and Rosen here. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you'd like to talk about running and racing, then this is the channel for you. So do us a big favor, hit that subscribe button and that like button. Help us grow this channel. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Today we're going to talk about when life gets in the way. I love to plan out everything. Most runners do. And if you're like me, if you're a runner, most of the runners that I know, the people that I know, we're not elite runners. We're not professional runners. So we don't have, our main focus is not racing and running. As much as I love to run and train, and I love the process and all the races throughout the year, most of us are not elite runners and professionals. That's not our main job. Most of us have jobs, we have families, we got kids, we got responsibilities, we got all kinds of other things. And I'm not saying the elite runners don't have responsibilities. I'm just saying we're just different priorities. I don't get up in the morning solely focus on running. As much as I love it, and I wish that would be a dream, we got to go to work.
Yes, we do.
Somebody's got to cook.
Yes, I do.
Sometimes. We got a responsibility. Got to clean house. Got to do all kinds of things, and so there's just so much that life throws at you. Life has a plan of its own. Doesn't matter how much we plan and what we want to do. And so life just throws a kink into some things. And so in this talk today I want to talk to you just about when I wanted to know if anybody else feels this way, which was the purpose of this video, because you plan all this running, you plan all this scheduling and all this training and all these things that you want to do because you have this goal of this next race or to hit a PR or whatever the thing is. And sometimes stuff just doesn't work. And so what do you do then? And I'm gonna back, before I get to me and how life got in the way with my life, I'm gonna back up a little bit. So maybe if you're watching for the very first time, I always run I race a lot. We do a lot of races, 5Ks, 10Ks throughout the year. December, I always run the Rock and Roll Marathon in San Antonio. And I always try to get my wife to, I've done about 10 marathons, and every year I try to encourage her to do it. And she doesn't, and one of the main reasons she doesn't is because she doesn't like to run. She doesn't hate it, she just doesn't like to run. But every year I encourage her. Well, in 2023, December of 2023, I ran a marathon, San Antonio Marathon, Rock and Roll Marathon. And so that year she decided, you know what, I finally I think I want to do it. So she signs up for the 2024 marathon, the next December, a whole year in advance. She said, you got a year to train me and get me ready. And that was perfect, plenty. So she signs up for it. We start training and getting ready. And throughout that whole year, she starts running. She doesn't like it. She didn't like one race. She didn't like the training. She didn't like anything, but she was doing it. Yeah. So we planned it out. I scheduled it out. One whole year of training, month by month. The cool thing, and then a bunch of races throughout the year. Mm-hmm. The cool thing about planning, for us to planning, is we're part of For the Love of Go. I got off the couch.com with Miss Jennifer Crosby, and she has the For the Love of Go race series, which is about 30 races throughout the year. And so there's not much planning, just basically getting on that website and looking at all the races. But I still know what dates and put them in there, and know when we're going to race and what Saturdays and everything. It's just she does all that. And so I had it all planned out. We're going to train. Got it planned out. We get to June. Fast forward to, she ran a lot of races that year. I think we were up to like 10 races that year. Come July 27th, 2024, scheduled on the plan. We're scheduling. how she's going to run a 12-miler that Saturday. That's what was scheduled. We figured by that time if she can do 12, we got another 6 months to try to get to 20 at least. And so we were right on schedule. According to plan, we were on schedule. 27th, she runs 12. So we go out to Lady Bird Lake, or Town Lake as it was known. We run 12 miles. She gets it done. We were all excited. 12 miles in the books. We weren't trying to do it fast. We were just trying to do 12 miles. That was Saturday the 27th. Sunday the 28th, Rosie had a stroke. That's when she stroked. If you haven't seen that video, you need to check it out. It documents that whole series, that whole thing, that whole experience, which was pretty scary. For those of you that know about strokes, it was pretty scary. So she has a stroke. That, again, life got in the way. It just messed up every plan of life, not just running. And I'm not comparing in any way running to strokes and disabilities and sicknesses, but it threw everything off. She was ready. She was trying to plan to get to this marathon, and she runs 12 miles on Saturday, and on Sunday and Monday she's learning how to walk. She's having to learn how to walk. She needs help to get out of bed and get into the restroom. It affects her, again, if you know about strokes, it affected her left side, so her cheek, her arm, her leg, her whole left side, her speech, mobility, everything that comes with a stroke, right? So plans change, and what do you do when you got everything planned and life just gets in the way? You got to work with what you have and what's going on at that moment. So we went from training for a marathon to training to live, to just get back to normal and back to a normal life, and so now all the training she was doing was in rehab. So now she's in rehab, and I'm in rehab with her because I'm having to help with whatever her left side can't do. Then I have to jump in and help, and I'm living with her in the rehab centers and all that we did. And so the plans just changed. We were set, and do you still want to do the marathon someday?
One day.
One day.
One day.
One day.
Yes, I
we're
will.
Still. By the way, I don't know when you're watching this, but it is almost just about a year and a week.
Yes.
Since that happened.
Yes.
Since that happened. She's doing much better though. She's doing much better. So fast forward, now the new training plan was rehab. Let's get back to normal life. Let's get home to be able to function, get back to work. You were out of work for 6 months.
Yes.
Which is that alone. We went from 2 income to 1 income overnight.
Yes.
That was a huge kink in finances. And so, this life just got in the way. Just made life difficult.
Yes,
but we were surrounded with the right people, surrounded with great people, a lot of prayer, a lot of just moving forward. We just move forward.
Yes.
Okay, let's fast forward. January 1st of 2025, this year, we always run the resolution run, the 5K with For the Love of Go. And so by that time, she was already finishing up with her. She was doing amazing in her rehab. She was well ahead of schedule with that plan, and so she walked it, and that was. And then I walked it with her. She still needed help, so I walked it with her. First ever time I've ever walked a 5K. I think you did it like in less than an hour. I think it was less than an hour. That was go. But we didn't care. We were just trying to do it because we were just excited. I mean, 5 months ago, she had a stroke. She can't get out of bed. She can barely walk, and here she is walking a 5K, right? And then from that point forward, she was doing more 5Ks, and then she got to the point where she was walking and running a little bit. And I think by March, you actually ran a whole 5K without stopping, something like that. And so we're moving forward. New plan. This is the new plan. We're gonna get back into running, and hopefully the plan again is to start. Probably not this year to get to the marathon, but the plan was to get through the year and run some races and get faster and stronger. Mm-hmm. And then, so we had a new plan. Here we go, a new plan. We run the Dos Rios 5K in June, and everything's going well. We're doing good. I think it's probably like about the 10th race of the year. And we're about 400 to 500 meters away from the race. We can see the finish line. We just needed to go around this little route to go back to the finish line. And we get into the park. It's in the park. So we get into the parking lot of this park. The parking lot gravel was all messed up and just very bumpy and just uneven. And she caught her toe on it, fell forward. I reached for her, didn't get a chance to grab her. And she hits the ground, hits her elbow, and there's a lot of pain, right? So we ended up going to the ER, checking it out. They did some x-rays and found a fracture on her elbow. which required surgery. So again, life got in the way. Here we
and
were.
It was on the same side as.
It was the same side, left side, right? And so this whole side, yeah, you're right. It was the left side.
Yeah.
And so here we are. We were about to start. This is one of the last few 5Ks. We're actually going into my marathon training, and we were trying to get into because before she started training for her marathon, she would always ride her bike with me. That was her thing. I don't want to run, so I'll ride a bike. So I bought her bikes, and she rides her bike with me, right? And no matter what I did, whether it was 5 miles or 20 miles, she rode every mile with me, which was really cool. And then finally, when she decided to train for the marathon, she put the bike up and we started running. So because she had the stroke, the new plan was to get back to the bike, at least to the bike. And that's where we were. We were right on track and planning to get to the bike. Because in end of July, I was going to start my marathon training again, get you back to the bike. And we even tried it one time and she did pretty good. We're just working on stability and balance and strengthen her arm. That was the plan. And here, bam, we go and they check it out and she's got a fracture. And life got in the way and messed that up too.
We went backwards.
Yeah. We think we went back to zero. We went back to about -5, because when she had the stroke, she lost mobility and she lost strength, but she still had some function. But now it was like zero function because her arm was swollen, her hand was swollen, she couldn't move it. It's wrapped up, and so now she was just one arm. So now I was really involved in everything that needed to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went way back. We went way back on that one. And then they finally said they needed surgery, so then she got surgery. But we're doing really well.
Yes.
It's doing really good. See, everything's good. But anyway, life got in the way.
Got a hold of us.
Gosh, again. So, but what do? Work with what you got.
Yeah.
We just got to work with what we have and move forward with that. And so, so now let's fast forward to me. Every year, my goal is to break 20 in the 5K. And obviously, I'm getting older and older. Can I say? I just turned 56 this year, and that's still my goal, though, to break 20. The last time I broke 20, I was 53, in June of 53.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been 2 years. My son came home from college for summer vacation. He helped train me, just run really hard with him. Ran a race in June. I forget. It was somewhere here in Cal, but I remember it was hot. And I raced, and I was chasing somebody that helped me get through it. It hadn't been for that person that I was chasing, I probably wouldn't have got it. But I ended up running in 1957, and that was the last time that I broke 20. I tried it in 24. I got into the 20s, didn't get it. 23, whatever that was. Anyway, last year I tried it again, got close to breaking to get it, didn't get it. And then I tried this year. This year was even more difficult because I couldn't get out of the 22s. I was running races and training hard, and 22. Finally got into the 21s. I had it all planned out again. Again, let's talk about plans. I got it planned out, what my training schedule was, what each race was, where I was going to try to break 20. And I just couldn't get out of the 22s. And then I finally got into the 21s and then back into the 22. So I thought, oh, I guess this is not going to happen this year, right? And I thought maybe not even ever, because I'm 56. If I got to try it next year, I'm going to be 57, and it's just getting harder and harder. But then I run a local race here at the high school, and ended up chasing these young kids. They were running in a group, and so I decided to stick with them. And then about halfway through the 5K, they kind of faded, so I took off and then ran the second half. I ended up by myself between a huge gap, so I just decided to keep running hard. Came into the race and ran a 2018. So from a 21:30 to a 2018, just from one race to the next. And so I was surprised. I was literally like, what? I actually went to go check to make sure if that was correct. And it was, again, these are races from For the Love of Gold. I got off the couch and called Miss Jennifer walked up to me. She goes, you ran a 2018? And so when it was confirmed that I actually ran at 2018, I thought, man, I'm 18 seconds away from it. This might be possible. So I was all excited, and we had just finished a series of just hilly races.
Yeah.
And this year, For the Love of Gold, Miss Jennifer decided to do a Fast and Furious series where it was like 4 races that were just flat. So I was excited because right where I hit that 2018, the next 4 races were going to be flat. I had 4 shots at breaking this 20-minute PR for me, and so I was excited. So Saturday I ran this race, run in 2018, and then I sat down on Sunday. I rested Sunday, planned it out again. Here goes again. Let's plan this out. Try to break this 20. My plan changed because this time I actually believed I could do it. So I scheduled this whole 20, all this training. About 2 weeks later for the race, the first shot at this race flat, I'm planning it out. So Monday I go out for an easy run, and I feel a little twitch on my calf, and I'm thinking, that doesn't feel right. But I thought, maybe I'm just sore from the race. Saturday was the race, so I keep running, and I'm like, man, this doesn't feel right. I'm about half a mile into it. Not only doesn't it feel right, it feels like it was getting a little worse, and that's how you can tell. Usually, you just loosen up and it goes away, but this one wasn't going away. When it's actually feeling a little bit worse. So when I got to the mile marker, or to the mile, I really had to make a choice because I was getting worse and worse, and I'm supposed to run 6 to 7 miles that day. So I ended up just coming back. So I thought, I don't want to miss out on this race. So I come home, I sit. The next day I just rest. I decided Wednesday I'm going to go try to run a little bit, and I try to run and it hurt. And then so I tried to run on Thursday, it didn't hurt. So I said, you know what, I'm just not going to run. I'm just going to rest it, ice it. And then Saturday, I'll try to do my long run again. Got up Saturday to try to run, nothing. It was hurting so bad. And so here it is. I get a new plan. I get it. I'm trying to run and finally believe that I could break 20. Hadn't been able to do it in 2 years, and life gets in the way. Now I got something wrong with my calf. So I have to go to therapy. I signed up for a Rosti, started going to somebody to work on it. And so for like 2 weeks, I couldn't run. It was just, this is messed up. I ended up not training and still running some races just because my leg could hold up for about 3 miles. But I thought if I trained, I would hurt it and then I'd be able to run a race. So I just had to just sacrifice and just show up to the race without any training. And so I ended up running a few races, but with hardly any training. But I could tell that it was getting harder and harder because I wasn't training. So I get through all that, and that messed up. So the sub 20 for this year is probably out the window. But life got in the way. Oh well. All right. So then this happened with Rosie, with the elbow, and then now well let me just start training again for this marathon. So this year, I usually do 16 weeks of training. The last 2 years I did 20 weeks. This year I was going to add 24. I was going to do 24-week training. And I know that's kind of long. Most people do 12 to 16. But I really wanted to hang out for about 4 to 5 weeks in the 7 to 10 range of mileage. Because by the time I got to the 20 weeks to go, I wanted to be really comfortable with 10 miles. So I planned it out, 24 weeks of training. And again, here goes the plan. Let's plan. And so I planned out 24 weeks of training, 24 weeks of long runs. I sat down, I pat it all down. I go to week 1 of training, made the video, I recorded everything. I did 8 miles. Let's go for 8. Let's start with 8. I did 8 miles and I felt decent. It was a little stretch because I hadn't run 8 miles. When I'm training for 5Ks, it's usually just 6 to 7 miles is my long run. But this is marathon training. So I said, I'm going to go do 8. I did 8 and I felt good. Did the video, did everything. Week 2, something happened with our schedule for that weekend. Couldn't do it, couldn't run at all that weekend. We had to get up and go do things, right? Week 3, I think I ran another 7. So I ended up running a 7 again, just because I hadn't ran in 2 weeks. And then week 3, we went out of town for about 4 or 5 days. So that was family time. There was no running in that. I couldn't run. And then week 4, I finally was home and got to run again. And then week 5, I did week 4 and recorded that. And so week 5, I'm trying to get back on schedule and I get sick. For 10 days, I'm out. I missed work. I missed everything. Headache, nose running, coughing, throat sore, throat chest. I don't know what it was. I just took NyQuil and allergy pills and all kinds of stuff. And was in bed for 3 or 4 days and didn't run for like almost 2 weeks again. So every time I'm getting close to something, it just messes up and life gets in the way again. And so that's where we are right now. And so like I had, it messed everything. I not only missed my training, but I had all my videos trying to get all this document stuff. So I had one video, not the other video, so it just messes those things up and the editing. So I'm looking at the videos, how am I going to put this and then not have week 2? This is week 3, week 5. And so in 5 weeks, the 5 weeks that I had added extra so that I can get in really shape before I actually start the marathon training. And then I didn't even run for all these things. It just messed everything up. And so life just gets in the way. So here I am. I was doing week 5, I think it was, of training, and I finally just decided, I'm just gonna hit that reset button. Let's just start over. Sometimes you just gotta just stop. Just start. Just reset. Let's just look at where we are, and just start. And so week 5, whenever I don't even know when I'm going to post that one, that'll be next. But when week 5, it says week 5, but it's really after that I recorded it. It's really week 1. So we're starting new. We're starting new.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You know what's interesting is that last year when I was training her in July when she had the stroke, she did 12, I did 14. I was way ahead of schedule. Because I would leave her and go run and then come back and leave her, just check on her. She was doing 12. So I was just I wanted to do some mileage at my pace. And so I was always doing extra mileage. So I was way ahead of schedule. Yeah. And so to go and barely do 7. And when I did that 7, and it was week 5, but I only did 7, I barely made it. And it was very discouraging that in here in middle of July, I'm trying to run 7 and I could barely do it. And part of, obviously, it was my first run after I got sick.
Yeah.
So, but it was still discouraging. It's like, man, 26 seems so far away. But I said all that just to say, life just gets in the way sometimes, and we just want to encourage you or ask you if there's anyone out there that may be going through stuff and you're planning and you got all these things. We just can't control some things, and things happen, and we can't always ask why. So we can get so lost in the why this, or why did this happen, or why did that happen, or why did this happen to us, or why did this happen to them, and this is I mean it was serious, but it could, there's some people dealing with issues that are way worse than this, and the why it doesn't always help. What we want to encourage you to ask is the what. Yeah, not the why, the what. What do I do? What do I do now? What's next?
Yeah.
What's the next step? What do we need to do to get through this? What do we need to do to get to the next step? Whatever it is. And the why doesn't really matter. We can get the answers, it doesn't change anything. Mm-hmm. But what do I do now? And that's really the thing. And so for me, it was hit that reset. Forget the last 5 weeks. It didn't happen.
You got to move forward.
Yeah.
We have to move forward.
I can't make up that running. So here's where we are. And so let's just start fresh. With Rosie, the same thing. We just got to start fresh. So, I'm actually working on some things you're going to see, because we are going to, it's a surprise, but we're going to get her, because I don't want to run by myself.
Yeah.
That's long. Either she was biking with me or she was running with me. And I know there's a lot of people that just train for marathons all by themselves. I don't like that. And she always helped carry the gels and the water and did the video. And with the marathon training, when you get to the longer runs, it's 2 or 3 hours that we're out there. It's a long time to be. Last year, when I decided to keep training after her stroke, I did do it all by myself, and I had to do that 20-mile long run all by myself. Mm-hmm. And I'm not whining about it. It was just, it's just always better with someone with you. But that's the plan. But I'm working on a new plan. I got a new plan.
It was fun though. I like riding my bike.
Yeah. I like when you're there, but again, what's the new plan? That's the question. What is the new plan? Make a new plan. And so I got a new plan, and I'm waiting on some things and trying to move some things around, and here soon, in one of these next videos, you're gonna see what the new plan is. But my plan is running. I'm started to run it again. I'm not at 100% because I'm still feeling kind of. Just my chest is not, my breathing is not all there, but I feel much better. She's much better with her arm. You want to show your war? Can you? I don't know if y'all can see it. Your war. There it is. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, can you see it? There it is. Wow, yeah. We should need to get a tattoo right there. It says 5K. You got that from a 5K.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. It wasn't like you just fell, like just fell.
Yeah.
So that's a war scar.
Yes.
So, but we are moving forward, and we want to encourage you, move forward wherever you are. And then one of the great things is be surrounded by people, by the right people. We are so surrounded by so many great people, not just family, but just friends, and a lot of those friends are like family. But That's all you can do. Let's just move forward. What do we do next?
Right.
What do we do next? What's the next plan? What's the next plan? And you know what? Life may get in the way again. I don't know. I don't know what tomorrow brings. I just know we're preparing for it, and whatever life brings tomorrow, we'll deal with it tomorrow, and we'll get through that as well. And so, again, encourage you, keep fighting, keep moving forward. Don't give up. Just don't give up no matter what. Make a new plan and move forward. So,
Yes.
is that cool?
Yes.
All right. So, anyway, thank you so much for joining us. I hope this has helped a little bit. I know it's a lot of talking, and we just wanted to kind of go through it. And again, the reason was I just want to. Is anybody else going through stuff? Everybody's. Are we the only ones going through anything? I would love to hear
Sometimes
from
it
you. It
feels
feels
like
that
it,
way, like
right?
we're the only ones. Everybody on Facebook and Instagram is, hey, we're just having a great time. We're over here falling and tripping and getting sick. And let us know what's going on. Tell us if you're going through anything. If there's anything, a time where life just got in the way. We'd love to hear from you. But as always, connect with us. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. And if you're out there in one of those races and see us, come hang out with us. Come say hi. We'd love to meet you. We'd love to talk to you. So connect with us. We'll connect with you. Let's run together. Take care. Be blessed.